Emery, I'm going to do another request here real quick.
Sure.
I'm going to do Docs, which is
Oh my
Docs.
gosh.
Did you see this?
Holy smokes. What I wanted to know was what in the world was a short float?
Glad you asked. I can tell you what that is. Short float, percent of float shorted as of 7/24. So we're actually going to be doing a new one here pretty soon. 16.44%, 7.39 days to cover.
That's isn't that a lot?
Yeah, the days to cover. So the days to cover meets our metric of high. That threshold is 5. Generally speaking, percent of float shorted, my high threshold is 20. This is a stone's throw from 20. It is absolutely elevated, higher than normal, plus a high days to cover. I think there's definitely short squeeze potential on this. The craziest thing about this, not only did we gap as much as we gapped, it's up 98% on the back of this earnings beat.
Yeah.
98%. Not only did we gap the amount we gapped and filled and kept going from a previous earnings fallout. We've closed this gap. It's done. Goodbye. We also gapped above the 200-day. So, I mean, this thing just unbelievable move here. Here's some of the headlines because they reported earnings here. Here's some of the headlines. The report is strong because it combines accelerating top-line growth with best-in-class profitability, AI-driven product momentum, and aggressive capital returns, even though margins are compressed slightly. They had margin compression, and they're trading up 100% almost. Just incredible. Revenue came in at $156.6 million. That's up 7% year over year and over the prior year. Net income was $24.3 million with a 15.5% margin. And adjusted EBITDA was $74.8 million. That had a 47.7% margin. Just monster numbers in here.
This move tells me this was a short covering event.
Okay.
The move from 40 to almost 70. And so here's how we know this, right? When you see gigantic wicks, it's either bottom or top. People are getting out of the market first and asking questions later. So what happened was we had the earnings. It was monstrous. Price action moved up. Look at that earnings response candle. Well, are you laughing at the
I'm laughing at I had the daily chart on. And when I turned this to the 5-minute, I was like,
oh yeah, it's insane. But these wicks tell us about the psychology of what's happening, and it's absolute fear of losing a ton and having your broker call at 9:30 going, you got to liquidate, right? Or them force liquidating you in the night. And I would bet much of this is forced liquidation. Notice it is a chart that trades 24/7. Notice all the candlesticks here all through the night. It is a chart that trades 24/7, and 5 a.m. Europe opens up, and then it's off to the races, and everybody goes, holy cow, I got to get out of here. This is not indicative of buying. As a matter of fact, when we call these things gravestone dojis,
something like that. I wish 13 were here because he knows the name of every gravestone, abandoned baby, and everything else in between.
Man, I just have never learned that. I've never learned those names. So here's what we're seeing. Again, a big space, the do or die. Is this a real move? The question would be, did they have forward guidance? Did they guide forward?
Yes, and they raised it. Their forward outlook is arguably the best part of the report. For Q2 fiscal 27 guidance 170 to 171, and the full year 2027 guide is 671 to 681.
Okay, so obviously this is fantastic news. Having forward guidance that is increased is going to give us better moves. If you're saying to yourself, man, I want to trade this today, the line it does not need to break is this 34. If it loses 34, it's got that VWAP test at 31, and then the initial response to the news before everything else all the way down at 27. So my thought would be, If you're into it, great. You can buy it here. As the trader that I am, I would say, hey, hold the phone. Let's watch it come in, see if it holds that range and then breaks north. But this is a great one where you could buy a
Yeah.
long call spread way into the future, way into the future, and then or sell a short put spread, or if you want to acquire the stock, sell a short put. This is to have them move up to chase all that short interest out of the market and then have it come back and settle with upside flow. This one's got potential legs. Definitely would keep it on the ones to watch.